Have you ever stopped to think about what's really going on inside your head? I don't mean your thoughts, but the raw electrical energy that powers them. Well, today we're going to tune in. We're demystifying electroencephalography, or EEG for short. It's this incredible technology that lets us literally listen in on the electrical symphony happening inside our brains, every single second.
So, here's the big question. How on earth can we eavesdrop on the brain's private conversations in real time? Without actually opening up the skull. That's the core mystery we're going to solve as we dive right into the brain's electrical symphony.
All right, first things first, what exactly are we listening to? Well, your brain is just constantly buzzing with this super complex hum of information, and EEG is basically our window into that incredible world. Okay, that's the official, kind of dense textbook definition. Electroencephalography. Yeah, it's a mouthful, I know. But all it really means is that we're creating a graph, an electrogram, of the brain's own natural, spontaneous electrical signals. That's it. But here's a much easier way to think about it. An EEG is basically like a stethoscope for your brain. You know how a doctor listens to your heartbeat? Well, an EEG listens to the collective rhythm of your brain cells firing. And the best part is, it's completely non-invasive. Now, this is a really crucial point, so let's be super clear. EEG is not mind reading. It can't tell you what you're planning for dinner. What it does do is measure the summed electrical activity, like the combined roar of a crowd, from millions and millions of brain cells, all firing in sync right near the surface of the brain. So, if we're measuring this incredibly faint electrical activity from outside the skull, how does that actually work in practice? Let's take a look at the method. It's a surprisingly straightforward process. First, these small metal discs called electrodes are placed on the scalp. A lot of times they're in a special cap, and they use a gel to get a really clean connection. Now, the signals themselves are incredibly tiny, so they have to be massively amplified, sometimes up to 100,000 times. And finally, a computer just records all of that amplified activity. And what you get at the end of all this isn't some fancy 3D picture of the brain. Nope, it's a printout of these wavy lines. These are the brain waves, and they're sorted into different frequency bands, with each one telling a totally unique story about your mental state. And these bands line up almost perfectly with our state of mind. So if you look here, you can see the slowest ones, the delta waves, are what you see during deep sleep. Then come theta waves, which pop up when you're getting drowsy. Alpha waves signal a relaxed but awake state, like when you're just chilling with your eyes closed. And the fastest ones, the beta waves, that's your brain when it's active and busy thinking. Each distinct rhythm gives doctors a vital clue about what the brain is up to. Okay, so we've got these brain waves. What are they actually good for? Well, this is where EEG really shifts from being a cool piece of science to a life-saving diagnostic tool. And its number one job? Diagnosing epilepsy. For this condition, the EEG is considered the absolute gold standard. Seriously, there is no better tool for the task. So why is that? It's because an EEG can spot the specific electrical fingerprints that seizures leave behind in the brain. It sees these sudden, abnormal bursts of activity, things called spikes and sharp waves, that are the dead giveaways of seizure activity, even when a seizure isn't actually happening. But it's not a one-trick pony. EEG is incredibly versatile. It's used to diagnose sleep disorders, to monitor how deep a patient is under anesthesia during surgery, to evaluate patients who are in a coma, and even to help determine brain death. It's just a powerful tool for understanding a whole range of brain issues. So let's zoom out and look at the big picture. In a world full of high-tech brain scanners, where does this classic technology actually fit in? We've all seen those incredible, colorful fMRI images that can pinpoint brain activity with amazing precision. So you might be thinking, why do we still need these old-school, wavy lines from an EEG? Well, this slide shows the crucial trade-off perfectly. See, fMRI is fantastic at telling you where something is happening in the brain, but EEG is absolutely unbeatable at telling you when it's happening. We're talking down to the millisecond. That's because fMRI measures slow changes in blood flow, while EEG measures electricity directly. It's kind of like the difference between a photograph of lightning and seeing the lightning strike in real time. So it all boils down to a clear set of pros and cons. EEG's strengths are its incredible speed, the fact that it's non-invasive, pretty mobile, and relatively low cost. Its weaknesses? It has poor spatial resolution, which makes it hard to pinpoint a signal's exact origin, and the skull itself tends to smear the signal, making things a little blowy.
But that unique combination of lightning speed and accessibility is exactly what makes EEG so exciting for the future. It's the driving technology behind this whole new world of brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, which could one day allow us to control machines just with our minds. So from diagnosing seizures to powering the next generation of human-machine interaction, the brain's electrical symphony is just packed with information. It really leaves you wondering, if this is what these simple, wavy lines can tell us today, what secrets are they going to unlock for us tomorrow?